Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, YouTube, X, Facebook, ¿Qué más? That's it. Today is Monday, August 5th. Had a little storm fly over yesterday, caused some delay in flights. We took one of our clients out to Cocoa Beach. They're trying to fly in. They end up driving in. That was fun. So, interesting topic today. We're going to talk about the idea of deregulation of junior hockey. If you looked at this morning's this morning's article on HeisHockey.com, I go into more detail than what you are going to get today in show. That happens. So let's go back to why the Junior Council was formed in the first place. It was because there were so many leagues going on back then. I remember one time we had leagues scattered all across the country. National championships for what is now Tier 3, we called it Junior B back then, was huge. There might have been 8, 9 different leagues at one time, all competing for the same national championship. Now there's only one league playing what would be Junior B, and that would be the NA3HL under the umbrella of USA Hockey. Canada has their own issues going on with deflections or defections from Hockey Canada. So why do we need a junior council, and why do we need USA Hockey to regulate junior hockey in the first place? We don't. The bottom line is simple. They refused, maybe about 10 years ago, we started seeing the whole concept of tier standards begin being deteriorated one by one, which started out with players having to pay for gym memberships with a Tier 2 team in the North American Hockey League. You know, I went to bat and war over that. They changed their ways, but they really didn't like it. The NHL didn't like the idea that they're being called upon regarding tier standards. Then the more I yelled tier standards, the further and further away from that concept leagues started moving to. Now, the USHL really toes the line when it comes to what the expectations are for each team. Glenn Heffern's a close friend. I'm not saying this because Glenn is a friend. The USHL was really forcing teams to operate at standard long before Glenn got there. That's not the case within the North American Hockey League or the NA3HL. In the NAHL, it's been an absolute fiasco when it comes to the idea of standards. The idea of USA Hockey oversight is a joke. There is no oversight. It's pass the buck. Safe Sport doesn't do anything but pass the buck. I think Safe Sport is really around to keep the really bad guys out of the game, one, and to appease parents and players, to let them know something is happening when the reality is nothing really happens at all. It's funny how a U.S. Congress, a congressional mandate has become so much of a congressional joke, because that's really what Safe Sport has become. Tier 3, it's worse. Billet standards, or housing for families, billeting, or housing for players with families, has also become a thing of the past, an oversight, something we don't worry about anymore. And it's dangerous. These hockey houses are dangerous. And it's happening more and more all over USA Hockey programs as we speak. And it's got to go away. The North American 3 Hockey League needs to look at the housing practices of every single operator in the league. You have standards. You want to raise yourself up as a league higher than the competition. So go make sure these guys are doing things the right way. Billeting is one major issue we are having today as we speak. Prices are all over the board. What's happening on the East Coast is not what's happening in the Mountain Division or the West or the Central Division. And it's a joke. Frankenfeld's run, Commissioner Mark Frankenfeld of the North American Hockey League, his run to get into the East Coast has done nothing but lower standards across the board. And these hockey houses are really prime example number one. I don't know how you can ask a 17, 16, 18-year-old player to go into a situation that's completely unsupervised by anybody. Oh, there's an assistant coach in the building. That doesn't work. Those apartments do not work. Stop it. It's not conducive for development. It's certainly not what was designed by USA Hockey as a standard for billets. But, tier standards are nowhere to be found. So let's just forget about it. Why don't we get rid of USA Hockey's oversight of junior hockey in the first place? If you're going to let leagues do their own thing anyway, then we don't need the junior council. Just forget it. Here are the rules for junior hockey. Follow them or be gone. Maybe be more of an oversight and little else. For example, if a team from Manitoba wants to put a group of Minnesota wants to put a team into the Manitoba Junior Hockey League, they need to get junior council approval, which is right now 2/3 of the vote is Mark Frankenfeld, so he can almost veto everything. Why are we allowing that? Why are we stifling competition? Don't. Stop. It's ridiculous. Mark, if you want to raise values in your league and make the league more valuable, why don't you go around and make sure everybody's toeing the line? Glenn Heffer's been in the job for a little more than a year, and he's already smoking you when it comes to maintaining standards within your league. Kenai River is an absolute fiasco, but you allowed it. Enough. That's it for today. Off the soapbox. Yesterday I turned 58, so I'm feeling a little crusty this morning. That's what you're going to get. Till tomorrow, hope that you enjoy your morning coffee, and I'm drinking tea because wife said I had to. And have a great day in hockey.